Hey everyone, Duncan here from WCSA, and today we're just going to be looking at a little training video, and today we're going to be looking at a product called the TankBuddy. Alright, so there are key elements that we'll be looking at today. So firstly we're going to look at the product overview, what's in the box, that type of stuff. We're going to look at how this product works, we're going to also look at where you would use this product, and we're also going to look at basic little bit of installation of the product. So let's start with the product overview. Basically what that means is we're going to look in the box and see what's inside. Okay, so let me just open it up for you and pull out what we have. Nice box that it comes in, so nice and neat and tidy. And then obviously here are the items that it has inside. So what we have here is a TankBuddy instruction manual, and it gives you a little bit about the specs and all sorts of things, overview of the actual product itself. So that actually comes in the box with you. Then what in the plastic here, we have a few items. So we have the filler valve itself. Okay, we have the black cord. We have the actual filler, little plastic filler here, which is your weight, and then we've got some back nuts, and we've got some washers and stuff that go with it. Let's have a look at how this TankBuddy works. So inlet, all right, and then this is your float. Okay, so we have two settings, one over here and one at the bottom. All right, so we fill this TankBuddy with a bit of water up to the blue line, all right, and then that gives it a bit of weight to start sinking down. And what happens is when you set your level, let's say for instance you set it for a municipal install. All right, so you set your level, and your level is at, let's say this is your bottom level over here. And then what happens is when the water is filling up into your tank, your float is going to rise to the top. And then when it hits this top level over here, it shuts the valve. Once it drops down to the bottom, it fills all the way up to the top. All right, so let's look at some of the applications for this. So typically you would use it for municipal backup. And municipal backup would be a straight backup, so water coming in from outside straight into your tank, and then exiting the bottom of your tank and through the pump and into the house. So basically it sets the level so that you can have a minimum and maximum levels, and as your pump is pumping into the house, when the float rises back to the level that you've set it, then your pump kicks off. And basically that's the valve that it's doing for the municipal backup procedure. The other thing that applications that you can have it is in terms of rainwater harvesting. So rain harvesting, you can set your level so that it sets for a minimal level, and basically then allows rain to flow in from your heavy rainfall, and then that can be set at 25% of your tank, let's say at the bottom. And then what happens is that when it hits 25, it stops, and then it waits for rain to come in, so that the rain will fill up to the top of the tank. And when it hits the second level, which will be at the top of the tank, the valve for the rain will stop too. So here we go. And the other application that we have is also potentially for borehole. So borehole, you can do the exact same thing, is you can set it at 25%, and then you allow the levels to be set so that your borehole can fill in when it needs to. And that's if you're blending. So if you're blending borehole with water, with the council water, or for garden irrigation or anything like that. But typically we want to keep it separate, because we don't want to mix waters, for health reasons and stuff like that. But yeah, those are your applications. You can also use these in ponds on the farm. You could also potentially use them in swimming pools, your koi pond, stuff like that. Wherever you need filling and where you want to control the filling, that's where you would use these valves. Some of the benefits: automated water level control, reduces the pump wear and tear, and it's energy saving, conserves water, easy installation, and it's low maintenance. No electricity needed in this product. It's got very versatile applications and enhanced water quality. How about that? Installation of the TankBuddy. You can connect it on the outside and then measure the size of your tank, because you've got a 2.5 meter, so not all the tanks are going to be the same. You can set your level at the bottom of the tank and then your maximum level at the top here. And then you can do it on the outside, and then you basically remove it from the outside, and then you can go and install this on the inside of your tank. Just remember to make sure that when drilling your hole for your inside your tank, or you've got to have a brass adapter here, which is very much recommended on these valves. The other thing is that what we also recommend is to put an isolating valve before it goes in, so that if you ever want to do maintenance, basically turn from the outside off, pull the plug, pull the lever out, clean the filter, and then put it back in, no problem. Guys, ask for your TankBuddy at your local plumbing hardware. All right, it's a game changer. Thank you.